Today, we're going to put two of the most popular cup noodles against each other from two of the biggest brands in the instant noodle industry. The competitors are the original cup noodle by Japan's Nissan, the inventor of instant noodle, and their fiercest competitor from Korea, Nongshim's Oolongmeal. Two noodles, one champion. Let the cup noodle war begin. All right, welcome to 1311. We're doing another episode of Food versus Food.
Today's topic is instant cup noodles, and the contenders are two very popular brands you can find in Toronto. One is Nissan's cup noodle, very iconic, and the other one is Nongshim's Oolongmeal.
All right, so let's talk about the first category, and that is the packaging. When I look at it, cup noodle is the winner because it's just so classic, that look.
Yeah, it's a very iconic design. Everybody recognizes it. In fact, I have a coffee mug with the cup noodle design on it, and I just think it looks great. What about the Nongshim one?
Well, the Nongshim one, I think it looks like crap. Text all over the place, different fonts and everything.
So crap is a strong word. I agree it's a little bit busier. It's not as cleanly designed as the cup noodle. But yeah, I thought it was okay.
The other point about packaging is the lid itself.
I have a personal pet peeve where, sometimes when I don't get that perfect opening, it really bothers me. So, but both of them sometimes opens well, sometimes doesn't. So it's kind of inconsistent. So to summarize on the packaging, both didn't open very well or consistently. But because of cup noodle's iconic design, we give the category to cup noodle.
So the next category that we're going to talk about is the nutritional value.
Yeah, and why else would you eat cup noodles if not for the nutritional intake, right? So what does yours say?
Well, mine here says it's 300 calories, 4% of vitamin A, 2% of calcium, and 35% of iron.
Yeah, so for the Nongshim one, there's 330 calories. So, if you eat 10 of these, it's like eating 11 of these, so you're getting one free there.
That's very true.
Yes, and otherwise, vitamin A, C, calcium is all 0% daily intake. Iron is only 6%. I see that there you got like 4% vitamin A, 2% calcium, and 35% iron. So it's like eating a vitamin pill compared to this.
Wow.
Yeah. For the nutritional category, if it even really matters, neither is great. But cup noodle takes the nutritional category. Hey, so how about the cost of these things?
So when I picked these two bad boys up, the cup noodle cost me 79 cents each. The Nongshim one cost me 99 cents.
Okay, so wait a minute. So you're telling me the cup noodle is a whopping 20 cents cheaper than the Nongshims?
That's right, a whopping 20 cents.
So if I do the math, if I buy 2,300 of these instead of these, I was saving money for a PlayStation 4.
If you do the math quickly, yes, exactly. You might be sick of the noodle and like on your dying bed, but you can play till you die.
That's true.
In conclusion, the price is very obvious. This is 20 cents cheaper. If you eat enough of them, you save enough money for a PlayStation.
Don't forget the PlayStation.
Don't forget the PlayStation.
That's right.
Okay, so let's move on to the taste, the broth.
The broth, yeah.
Yeah.
I think both are okay. I find the Nongshim one slightly more flavorful. The soup base tastes a little bit fattier, which I kind of like.
So I guess it's safe to say for that category, the Nongshim wins.
Yeah, nominally, but I would say so.
So the next and final category, which I think is the most important category, is the noodle texture.
And we tried both, and both are good. One wasn't better tan the other, so I thought it was a tie for this category.
Whoa. I think you missed the whole point here.
Okay.
So when do you find yourself eating a cup noodle?
When I have no time.
When you have no time.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're at work, working away, doing your emails and everything. You have no time, you grab one of these things, right?
Right.
Then what do?
I pour water, and then I wait for it to cook.
And what happens when you wait for it to cook, when you're working away?
Round one, fight!
I guess I sometimes... Forget? Oh,
there you go, you forget.
All right, that's what you're getting at.
Okay. And what happens when you forget?
I let it sit there, and then when I come back, the noodles turns into mush, and there's only half the broth, and it just doesn't taste very good.
And that's the deciding factor between the two noodle texture, TTM.
What's TTM?
I'm glad you asked.
TTM is the time to mush. This is how long it takes the noodles to become too mushy. We derive this from this graph. The noodle texture is a basic cubic function. And this is the range which the noodle texture is optimal for eating. From this point to this point on the graph, we have the window of optimal oral texture, or the woot. So woot is the best time frame to eat the noodles. Therefore, 3 minutes cooking time plus woot gives us TTM.
And that's TTM, time to mush factor. And the reason why that's important is because most people eat this because they don't have time. And they're busy at work or something, they'll pour some water in it, close it, and then they forget about it.
Yeah, and then when they open it, like they can't even see the broth because the noodle just absorbed all the water.
Right, it takes only 3 minutes. Right, so based on the TTM, what we found is that the cup noodle lasts 13 minutes before it turned to mush.
Okay.
While the Nongshim one, 9 minutes, and then it was pretty much mush.
So you got an extra 4-minute window with the cup noodle.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's extra value right there.
Well, now we've gone through all the categories. I think it's safe to say that we have a clear winner.
So packaging was cup noodles, nutrition was cup noodles, price cup noodles. Broth was the only category that Nongshim took, but barely. And finally TTM, which was?
Cup noodle, by like a huge margin.
So what's the conclusion?
I think it's very clear that our winner is Nissan Cup Noodle.
Absolutely.
And that pretty much concludes another episode of Food versus Food. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out 1311. We out.
So we get to finally eat one of these things now?
Yeah, I've had like 4 already, but you know, I do want a PlayStation, so I'm working on it.
Okay.
All right, let's go.